Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this monkey, which was actually not designed by me. So this was designed by Loom Boss Sophia on Instagram, and she asked me to do the tutorial. So thank you so much, Sophia, for asking me to do the tutorial. I always feel so special whenever anyone asks me to do a tutorial, because usually I reach out to people when I want to make something like a tutorial for the design, but she actually reached out to me and was like, hey, can you make a tutorial for this monkey? And I was like, sure. So thank you so much, Sophia, for asking me to do the tutorial and then being very patient with me these past couple of weeks, because she probably asked me to do the tutorial about a week and a half ago to 2 weeks ago, and I've just been insanely busy with some college stuff. So thank you so much, Sophia, for being patient with me with the tutorial. And yeah, so anyways, here's the design. So this is the design. It's a monkey. I just thought this monkey was the cutest thing. Sophia's version did not have a nose and a banana, but I will be showing you how to do a nose and the banana in the tutorial today, just because I feel like it needs a nose and a banana. Well, this guy I haven't given a banana yet. I just thought the banana was a cute touch. But yeah, so here's the design. I actually did not connect the arms right the first time. I kind of did them like this, but they're supposed to be attached like this, so I'll be showing you how to attach them like this today, but I'll let you know how I attached them like this, because it's like I did one thing slightly different. I just read the instructions wrong. But I kind of think the arms look cuter like this anyways. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I feel like I need to zoom out a little more. I don't know why we're so zoomed in, but yeah, so here's the monkey so you can see him. So you can see them both better. I would definitely make this design. I think this is just so cute. I know I didn't do like a typical colored monkey yet, and I'm not going to be making a typical colored monkey today, but I've kind of been having fun making some fun colored monkeys. So yeah, so this design, so that's this design. I'll have Sophia's Instagram in the description in case you want to check her out. I really recommend you do. She makes a lot of amazing things. She posts all the time, and she's just really nice. So you should definitely check her out if you haven't already. Band-wise, I don't know how many bands this design takes. As of when I'm filming this, I have not done the band count. It seems to be a pattern as of recent tutorials. I just procrastinate doing the band count math as long as possible, so if you really want to know the band count, you can check the description and it'll be down there. But my guess is this probably takes about around 250 bands. Probably. Difficulty-wise, this is a really easy design. The only part that might be difficult, and I know some people have some problems with, that sounded kind of rude, but people have a harder time doing, is attaching, and this design is a lot of attaching, because we attach the head to the body, and then we attach the arms and legs to the body, we attach the ears, and we attach the tail, so it's a lot of attaching. It's not super bad, but there is some attaching involved, so just thought I'd let you know. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say about this design, so we are going to get started. That was a bit of a long intro, but it's fine. So, what you're going to need to make this today, of course you're going to need a hook. I'm going to be using my double-ended hook. I just really love this hook. And everyone keeps asking me where I got it. It is a discontinued Rainbowloom hook, so I'll be using this hook today. You can use whatever hook you have, Rainbowloom hook, crochet hook, whatever you got. You're going to need a C-clip or something to mark your rows with. I'll be using a C-clip as always. And then the very last thing you are going to need is some bands. And you can do whatever colors you want. Today I'm going to be making another fun colored monkey, but I wanted to make a yellow one, so I'm going to be doing pastel yellow for like the face and like all these like light blue bits, and in the other monkey like all the light pink bits. And then for the darker color, or like this purpley pinky color, and then the cotton candy in this one, I'm going to be using a mix of a couple different oranges. So I'm going to be using Sweets Pastel Orange. They all kind of look similar in color, but I'm kind of using these colors like that on purpose. So this is Sweets Pastel Orange right there. And then we have Mango, and then this is Sunkissed Persian. So I'm going to just be using a mix of these for like the cotton candy, and then the purple and pink bands in this one. I just thought it would look good. And that's pretty much it. So we'll get started. As always, the pattern will be in the description if you just want to follow along with that, or if you find it helpful. One last thing, because I forgot to say, I did use safety eyes for this guy. I thought it looked a little cuter with safety eyes, because sometimes when I want to make the eyes a little bigger, I think safety eyes do it better. So I'm going to be using safety eyes again today. You could use the eyes I normally use. It'll probably still look good. But I got safety eyes recently, and as you guys could probably tell, I've been having fun with them. So I've been using safety eyes a little more. But these are 6mm safety eyes if you want to know the size. And you also need stuffing. I always forget to mention, but you're going to want stuffing of some kind. I'm using... There's hairs all over these cotton balls. I shed everywhere, apparently. But I'm just going to be using some cotton balls today. Now we're ready to start. Okay. So I just zoomed you guys in. And like I said, pattern, everything that's usually in the description is in the description. Bank count, all that. So if you want to check it out, you can. But we are going to get started. So we're going to start with the head. That's just where I like to start. And we're going to start with our lighter color. So whatever color you want for the face. I feel like this was such a long intro today. I don't know what I'm on. But yeah, so let me just pick up some bands real quick and then we will get started. But we are going to be starting with a triple cap band with 5 stitches in it. And if you don't know what that is, I will be showing you in a second once I finish picking up all these bands. But yeah. I feel like I just have to say thanks to Sophia again for letting me do the tutorial. Also because I've been meaning to make a monkey design for a while and then I saw hers and I was just like, oh my god, it's perfect. I need to make it. And yeah. She's also been so patient with me. So yeah. It's just I'm glad she wasn't impatient because it's been a crazy week, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get started. So we're gonna start by wrapping a band 3 times around our hook, and my camera keeps going out of focus. Okay, it looks like it's in focus. Hopefully it is. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it 3 times around our hook. So it's 1, 2, 3, and of course it went out of focus again. I think I might have zoomed in a little too much. Hold up. There we go. Sorry, you can see the bands. The corner. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to be putting 5 stitches into this cap band. So this is a triple wrap cap band on our hook. We're going to pull a band through everything on our hook. Put both ends back on our hook. Push the back loop over the front loop. Like that. And you do want to pull it a little tight so that way it doesn't go over the cap band. Just a note. So now we're going to go back through the cap band. We're going to pull... You want to make sure you go through all the loops of the cap band because triple cap bands are usually a little tighter, so sometimes you can miss some. So make sure you go through all the loops. Then you're going to pull a band through just the cap band, so not this last loop. Put both ends back on your hook. Push the back loop over the front loop. And then push the loop from last time over as well. So you're going to repeat that exact same speaking today. You're going to repeat that thing we just did 3 more times. So we have 5 loops in total. So you'll go through the cap band. You'll pull a band through just the cap band. Put both ends back on your hook. Push the back loop over the front loop. And then push the loop from last time over as well. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So that was 1 more time. And then 2. So now if you count, you should be at 5 loops. So you'll start by counting the one on your hook. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now instead of going into the cap band, you're going to go in through this first loop here and not this one. Because it might look like a loop. This one. So this first loop. And make sure you don't go through the weird bit of the first band. That's what I'm trying to say. And we're going to do the same thing. So we'll just pull a band through just the loop. Both ends back on our hook. Push the back one over the front one. And then push the loop from last time over as well. And we'll be putting our C-clip on this one. Like that. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be increasing everything, and what that basically means is that every single stitch we do is going to be an increase. And I am picking up more bands again. Because I felt like I need a little more bands. You know, these pastel bands are kind of tight on my finger. It's not good. You can see my fingers like turning red a bit. Oops. It's fine. The new pastel bands definitely aren't as stretchy or the same consistency as like the pastel mix you get from like the web store. It's kind of weird. But I actually really like them though. They're really nice. Anyways, so like I said, we'll be increasing everything. And what an increase basically is you're just going to do 2 stitches per loop. So this first one, already has 1 stitch in it, but because we're increasing, we're going to want to go back in and do another stitch. Like that. If my camera was in focus at all. Hold up. There we go. Like that. So I'll show you again. So we're going to go in through the next loop. We're going to make 1 stitch. We're going to go back in, do another stitch, and that'll be an increase, and we're just going to keep doing that all the way around. So we're just going to be putting 2 stitches per loop, and at the end of this row you should be at 10 stitches. So we're just increasing everything. And we're just doing 2 stitches per loop. And we're gonna go back through the C-clip. We're gonna pull the band through wait, what am I talking about? We're gonna pull a band through the band that has a C-clip on it, put both ends back on our hook, push the back one over the front one, and then we're gonna take the C-clip off this band and move it up into the one that is on our hook. Like that. So that is it for this row, and my hook just fell out. So if we count, we should have 10 loops. So we'll start once again by counting the one on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it should look something like this. So for the next row, we're going to be increasing every 4th, and what that means is we're going to be doing 3 single stitches and then doing an increase, and I'll show you in a second. Also, I don't know why I'm kind of having issues with the lighting today. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the film setup. Also, my camera has a lot of these like filters, and then I can make my own filters, and I'm using one of the filters I made today, and I think that's why we're having a little bit of an issue with lighting, but I think it's not too bad. Like, it looks okay. It could also be the color bands I'm using, because sometimes the color bands I'm using really affects the lighting. It's weird. Anyways, see, like, we're just getting a lot of lighting from like this side for some reason. Weird. I'll just kind of try to cover that side of it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm messing with the lighting. Anyways, so like I said, we'll be increasing every 4th. So this first stitch we did is going to count as 1 single stitch because we're going to do 3 single stitches and then an increase. So this will be 1 and 2. So we're just going to do a single stitch. We'll do another single stitch, and this one will be 3. And then the next one will be an increase. So we just did 1, 2, 3. And now on this fourth loop, we're going to do an increase. So we'll be putting 2 stitches into the 1 loop. And then we're just going to repeat this until we get to the C-clip. So we'll do 3 single stitches. So 1, 2, and then 3. And then on this 4th loop, we'll do an increase again. So we'll put 2 stitches in it. Like that. And then we'll just do single stitches the rest of the way until we get to the C-clip. Then once you get to the C-clip, you'll just make a stitch on the one that has the C-clip on it, and you'll move it up. So now if you count around, you should be at 12 loops. So we'll start by counting the one on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like that. And I'm just gonna check something real quick. Okay. So that was it for the face color, and now we're gonna switch to whatever color you want, like the darker part of your monkey to be. So we just did this face bit, and now we're gonna switch to our darker bit. So let me just pick up some bands real quick. I honestly think that the lighting's being weird, not because of the new filter I'm using, but because of the bands I'm using. I think yellow is just such a light color that it's just making everything seem so bright. I think when I did the mini duck tutorial, I had the same problem, and I was using the same pastel yellow color, so it honestly might just be the colors I'm using. Anyways, so we're going to be switching, like I said, to this, whatever color you want for like the darker color of your monkey. And we were actually supposed to flip on this first loop that the C-clip's on, so we're just gonna undo that last stitch we did. And then we're just gonna redo it with a darker color. But because we're switching colors, we're gonna slip stitch, so we're gonna pull it through everything on our hook and then put the back one over the front one. And we only do this when we flip colors. We'll do it a couple times this design, but it's only for the first stitch when we flip colors. And we'll just put our C-clip back now. Okay. So now we're going to do 3 rows normal. So we're just going to do 3 rows of just single stitches, and we're just going to do them in our darker color. So we're just going to do 3 rows of single stitches all the way around. And this will be row 1. And at the end of each of these rows, you should still be at 12 loops if you count. But all we're doing is we're just basically putting 1 stitch in every loop until we get to the C-clip. So we're just doing single stitches until we get to... Let's see. I kind of like the colors I chose for my monkey a lot. It's gonna look like a golden monkey. There we go. Then once you get to the C-clip, you'll just move it up. So that was 1 row. We're gonna have to do 2 more rows just like this. I'm probably gonna stay on to do all the rows because this guy is really small and I can just go around quick. So I'm just gonna stay on and do all the rows with you. But yeah, so we're just gonna do 3 rows just like that of single stitches. And yep, I am picking up more bands. So yeah. Yep. I'm kind of thinking right now, like, what color should I do the banana for this monkey? Because I didn't realize I'm making him yellow. Bananas are usually yellow, so if I do a yellow banana, it's gonna blend into him. So I have to do like a different color banana for this guy. I'm thinking maybe a blue banana could be fun. I might give him a blue banana. Okay. So we're just gonna do this same thing again. We're just gonna go around doing single stitches all the way around until we get back to the C-clip. And we're just doing single stitches all the way around. My camera's gonna timer out right now, probably after these rows. I'm gonna go try to fix the lighting. So I've kind of discovered, because I film right in front of a window, that if I block the light from the window with like tissue paper or like a piece of paper, like a little bit, just so it's like not so much light coming in, like directly from the back, because the light comes in from like this way. And then I have my ring light above me, my tutorials look a little better. So right now I have my college acceptance letter blocking the light. It was just a piece of paper I had around and I was like, this will work. So I just stuck it like right in front of my window, because it's not like I have to cover the whole window, it's just the part that's like right in front of my desk, because then it makes the lighting all weird. And usually I just use a piece of paper, and usually I have drawing paper everywhere, but just by chance I had my college acceptance letter sitting there and I was like, this will work. So that's kind of, I don't know, kind of funny. Anyways, I just finished the 2nd row, so I'm going to do 1 more. I'm kind of just doing these rows quick, but as you can see, we're just doing single rows all the way around, and I'll just count for you guys, and I'll still have 12 loops, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm kind of going quick because these are repetitive rows, so that way we can get on to the next step. But I didn't feel like, because I usually do 2 rows on camera and then I'll go off and do the rest. But there's 3 rows and they're quick, so I'm just gonna like speed this last row. Do it with speed. So yeah. Yeah. So this will be our last row all the way around. You know what I realized recently though, because I'm going to college like in 3 weeks, and I'm moving, kind of sort of, well I am moving, I'm gonna be in a different city in Texas, and I realized that that means my filming setup is going to change completely, and I'm like, that's gonna be fun, because I finally almost figured out the lighting for my filming setup at home, and now I'm gonna move, and then the filming and the lighting's gonna change, and it's gonna be a whole nother thing, and I'm like, no, right when I almost had it. At least I think I almost have it, maybe I don't. Maybe you're looking at this tutorial and you're like, yeah, you weren't close. I think they look good most of the time. Sometimes there's just like a little thing with the lighting and it probably only really bugs me, so it's not too bad. Anyways, we have finished with the 3 rows. And like I said, it should be looking something like this after the 3 rows, so let me just show you. Your monkey should be looking like this. And if you count around, you should still be at 12 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And yeah, so let me show you what the next step is, but I need to first fix my camera because it's about to time out. Okay, so I fixed the thing that was about to time out. I also attempted to fix the lighting, and I think it looks a little better, so cool. So we're gonna start closing this guy up, and if you're using safety eyes, I think now is a good time to put them in because it's gonna be harder to put them in later. So if you're using safety eyes, I recommend putting them in now, mainly just because I always forget to put the safety eyes in. I don't know if anyone else does that. I just, every single time I use safety eyes, I'll realize after they're closed that I forgot to use safety eyes, and then I'll like have to shove them in. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna put the safety eyes in, and it's pretty easy to kind of figure where to put them in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at where they are on my other monkey, and then I'm just gonna put them in about the same spots. So I think about right here. The good thing with safety eyes though is you could just stab them in, see if you like where they are, and then if not, move them. So that's nice. No, that's perfect, I think. Is it? No, yeah, I like where they are. So I'm gonna put the backs on, and I'm gonna put the backs on off camera because this is a struggle for me. I'm new to safety eyes. Okay, got one back on. Okay, cool. The safety eyes actually went on smoothly today. I don't know, it was in the duck tutorial. I was really struggling to get one of the backs on. So they went on smoothly. Okay, now we're gonna start closing this guy up. So this next row we're going to be decreasing every fourth. So it's gonna be like when we increased every fourth, but instead of on the fourth we increase, we're gonna decrease. So we're gonna do 3 single stitches and then a decrease. And it's very similar to the increase every fourth row. And I'm picking a band scan. Okay, so once again, this first one is gonna count as the first loop. So we're gonna do 2 more single stitches. So this is gonna be, hold up, I'm sorry, I'm getting my camera to focus right. So this will be 2, and then 3. So we just did 3 single stitches. Sorry, I don't like how my camera's focused. Hold up. Okay. So we did 3 single... Why are you looking so dreamy? Hold up. I'm sorry, my camera's having issues today. Anyways, so you should have 3 single stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And then once you did the 3 single stitches, we're going to do a decrease. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab the inside part of one loop and the back part of the next loop and make a stitch. And that's a decrease. So if you couldn't see, I'll show you again. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and then 3. So we did 3 single stitches, and then we're gonna do a decrease. So we're gonna grab the inside part of one loop. I'm trying to cover the lighting a bit so you can see. So you grab the inside part of one loop, back part of the next loop, then you just make a stitch. And that's a decrease. And it's going to be single stitches the rest of the way. Okay. So that was a row, decreasing every fourth. And now if you count around, you should be at 10 loops. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. So for the next row, we're going to be decreasing every other. So we're going to alternate between doing a single stitch and then a decrease and then a single stitch and then a decrease. And we do that for 1 row. And I'm picking up bands yet again. I'm trying to pick them up quick. But it's just part of the looming process. I have to pick up bands. Okay. Anyways, like I said, we're going to be decreasing every other. So this one was a single stitch, so the next one's going to be a decrease. So you grab the inside part of one loop, back part of the next loop, then you make a stitch. And then we do a single stitch because we just decreased. And now that we did a single stitch, we're going to do a decrease. So all you're literally doing is just alternating between doing a single stitch and then a decrease. Did we count after the last row? Did I forget to count? I'm so sorry if I did. But you should have had 10. I think we counted. Decrease. And then we do a single stitch. So the last decrease is going to land on the one with a C-clip, and we're just going to do it. So just do the decrease on the one that has a C-clip on it. And then at this point we're going to take our C-clip out. And if you count around, you should be at 6 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm actually going to put my C-clip back on just to hold it while we stuff it, because I've just realized I forgot to stuff this guy. So we're going to stuff it right now. So you're going to want to get whatever you're used to stuffing it. I'm using a cotton ball. And we're going to want to stuff it. I probably should have stuffed it last row, but I was like, it feels like it's too soon. But apparently it was not too soon, because now it's really tiny. Actually, it's not too bad to stuff, so. I thought it was going to be worse, but it's not bad. So we're just going to put some stuffing in. It's a little bit more. Okay. I'm just making sure I put enough stuffing in the head because last time I didn't. And I'm stuffing off camera because stuffing on camera is a challenge, but I assume you know how to stuff your thing. Okay. So now we're just going to put our hook back in. And you can take the C-clip out at this point because we are just going to decrease absolutely everything till closed. So we're just going to do decreases until we can't anymore. So every single stitch we do will be a decrease. Until we can't decrease anymore. So once we have the last decrease up on our hook, so once you have that last decrease you could do up on your hook, you're just going to pull a band through everything on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and pull tight. And you're just going to tuck the tail. Okay. Sorry, I'm tucking the tail off camera. It's just easier for me. Okay, so now your monkey head should look like this. So if you didn't use safety eyes, obviously you won't have eyes on it yet, and you could put those in after, but it should look something like this. So we're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna make the body now. So the body, we're gonna start with our darker color, so whatever color you want for, whatever your darker color is. Yeah, we'll just go with that. And then I'll tell you what to do. But first, I am picking up bands yet again. We're gonna start pretty much exactly how we started the head. So we're gonna be doing a triple cap band with 5 stitches in it. And yeah, I'm just picking up bands. I feel like I'm picking up bands so much in this tutorial, even though I don't know, I'm not. I don't know. But yeah. Okay, cool, we have enough bands. Okay. So, like I said, we're gonna start pretty much exactly how we started the head. So we're gonna start with a triple cap band and we're gonna put 5 stitches in it. So we're gonna wrap a band 3 times around our hook. Then we're gonna pull a band through everything else on our hook. Well, everything on our hook, not everything else. Everything on our hook. You're gonna put both ends back on your hook. You're gonna push the back one over the front one. And you do pull this first stitch a little tighter just so it doesn't slip over the cap band. Go back through the cap band. You're gonna pull a band through just the cap band, so not this last loop. Put both ends back on your hook. Push the back one over the front one, and then push the loop from last time over as well. So you're probably remembering we did this at the start. I'm explaining a little faster because we did do this at the start. And we're just going to do that exact same thing we just did 3 more times, so we have 5 stitches into this cap band. So we're going to pull a band through just the cap band, both ends back on our hook, push the back one over the front one, and then push the loop from last time over as well. Do that 2 more times. You know, it's funny with tutorials because I always feel like I have to go this like perfect in between speed of like not too slow but not too fast, because I'm definitely one of those people when I watch a tutorial and they're going slow, I'm like, go faster, go faster, go faster, because I just don't have the patience. But I also know if I go too fast, there's gonna be some people that are like, slow down, so gotta go like the perfect medium speed. Anyways, if we count, we should now have 5 stitches on our hook, so on our... we should just have 5 stitches. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now instead of going into the cap band, we're going to go in through the first loop and make a stitch. And our C-clip goes on this one. So that was the first bit. Now we are going to be increasing everything, so this is still exactly like how we did the start of the monkey head. So we're going to increase everything, and then at the end of this row we should be at 10 loops. So, and once again, all an increase is you're just doing 2 stitches per loop, so that's an increase. And you'll go to the next loop, you'll do 1 stitch, you'll go back in and do another, that'll be 2 stitches, and that's an increase. So we're just going to keep doing that all the way around, just doing 2 stitches per loop until we get to the C-clip. So we're just increasing everything. You know, there's a lot of cap band making in this design, so if you've had a struggle with cap bands, you're probably going to be a pro by the end of this tutorial. Because I just realized that, like, when we do the ears, we start with a cap band. When we do the legs, we start with a cap band. So, well, you know, like the whole cap band with, like, the 5 stitches in it or whatever. We pretty much do that for this whole design, so you're definitely going to be a pro by the end of it. Anyways, once we get to the C-clip, we'll make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it and move it up. And then you should be at 10 loops, like I said, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. So, for the next row, we should... So for the next row, we are going to be increasing every 5th. So we're going to do 4 single stitches and then an increase, and we're going to do 4 single stitches and then an increase. So it's like when we increase every 4th, except for there's an extra single stitch because we're increasing every 5th, so we do 4 single stitches and then we increase. But yeah. Also, I am sorry because I do feel like I'm going a little fast right now. I guess I just woke up and chose speed today because I don't know. See, I don't know. I never know if I am going fast or if the pattern just gets repetitive, that it doesn't make sense to like over explain things every time we do it. I don't know. I hope you're doing okay. Let me know how this tutorial is for you. I always like hearing your feedback. I always also appreciate just hearing from you guys. Anyways, we're going to be increasing every 5th. So this one's going to count as our first single stitch, so that'll be 1. This one's going to be 2. And then we'll have 3. 4. So we just did 4 single stitches. So the next one's going to be our increase. So we'll do an increase. And then we'll just repeat this one more time and then we should be at the C-clip. So we'll do 4 single stitches and then an increase again. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then we'll do an increase because we just did 4 single stitches, so the next one's our increase because it's the 5th. And then you should be at the C-clip, so you'll just make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it and move it up. So after that last row, you should be at 12 loops, so if you count around, you should have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like that. So now we're going to do 2 rows normal in the darker monkey color. There's technically 3 rows we do normal, but we're gonna well, there's actually 4 rows normal, but we do 2 rows normal in the darker color, then we switch to the lighter color because we do like this little strip, which I think is really cute, of the lighter color, and then we do 1 row normal of the darker color again, and then we start decreasing. So there is 4 rows normal that are coming up, but 2 rows are going to be in our darker color, then we have 1 row that'll be in a lighter color, and then we switch back to the darker color. And I'm going to stay on camera for all of the rows so you don't get confused, but in case anyone wants to get ahead, because I know rows of single stitches are very repetitive and it's just, there's some color switching, so I'll stay on camera to do it. But if you want to, I don't know, go do something else while doing your rows, you can, and then come back after and I'll show you what to do next. But I'm gonna stay on and do the rows. So the first thing we're gonna do, because I'm gonna just take it one step at a time for tutorial purposes, is we are gonna do the 2 rows normal in our darker monkey color, and I am picking up bands. You know, I really hate that I don't know how to pause this camera, because it is easier, especially when I'm moving the clips, to keep them in like 20-minute chunks. But before I could just like pause and like drink water or something, because I mean tutorials are a lot of talking. I'm talking for usually like about an hour straight. So, you know, before when I was using my phone, I could just hit the pause button. I can pause, drink water, or just like take a second break from talking and then come back. But because my camera does not have that, I'm like having to wait until it's been 20 minutes. Then I like take like just like a minute break and then I come back. But I do know that this camera's like a lot better quality, so it's worth it for the quality, but I do miss taking random water breaks. So yeah. I don't know, I feel like I'm in such a good mood today. By the way, we're just doing 2 rows of single stitches, so we're just putting 1 stitch per loop, so I'm talking, but yeah. I feel like you can tell I'm in a good mood today because I'm just very talkative. I feel like I sound very happy. I don't know, I'm just in a good mood. I kind of had a rest day yesterday because, I don't know, I just couldn't sleep the night before and I was just tired all day yesterday, so I kind of just took the day off from like everything I needed to do because I've been really busy just doing stuff for college and stuff, and I kind of just took the day off and was just looming and watching some YouTube, so it was nice. Just, you know, chilling for a day. And I mean, I was still looming, but looming's like one of my favorite things to do, so I was kind of just finishing some prizes for my loom giveaway that's still going on if you're watching this before August 10th. And yeah, so I'm just trying to finish some stuff up for the prizes. And I was just looming for fun, and I had to finish writing down the pattern for the monkey tutorial because she did give me the pattern, but I like to write it down in a way that makes sense for me just so the tutorial goes smoother. So I did that. So that was 1 row normal of single stitches. If you count around, you should still be at 12 loops. I'm going to do the 2nd row and then I'll count after that row just because I should probably have 12 loops. If I don't, I'll be in trouble, but I'm going to trust my looming skills. But yeah, I think I needed a day off yesterday. I actually took a couple days off last week. I'm kind of just, I haven't been pressuring myself because usually I try to work a lot on various art projects or just trying to get better at art things because, you know, art's what I'm trying to do as like a career. But because I'm going to be going to school in a couple weeks, I've kind of just been chilling and looming and just hanging out more than focusing on like some stuff I want to do and projects I want to do. So I've kind of been taking some time off before school starts and just looming and having fun, so it's been fun. It's been fun. And I'm picking up bands. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the 2nd row of normal stitches. But yeah. Yep. I have been absolutely overwhelmed by entries for my contest though. I thought, oh, I'll get probably about 100 entries. I'm not joking. There's probably 300 entries and I'm like, how the heck am I gonna judge this? I was not expecting everyone to enter so much. And there's only gonna be 6 winners and I'm like, oh. It was funny because when I got the prize and I did the prize, I'm like, is 6 winners a lot of winners? Am I even gonna have that many people enter? Or is it gonna be like, nobody enters and then I just, the 6 people who enter win? That's literally what I was thinking when I first started the giveaway, but I've had so many entries and it's been just insane. And there's been so many creative posts and you guys are putting so much work into my contest that I'm like, I feel bad not choosing all of you, but that's how contests work. And I'll be a fair judge, but there's been so many good entries and literally every single one of you could win. But it's probably just gonna come down to a few things and honestly just whatever I like, so yeah, but I hope you guys are having fun with my summer contest if you entered. Anyways, I just finished the 2 rows normal in the darker color, so if we count around, we should be at 12 loops still. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it should be looking something like this. And my camera's about to time out, so let me fix that and then I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, it already started recording. So I fixed it because it was about to time out. Anyways, so like I said, there's technically 4 rows normal total, so the next row is going to be a row of normal stitches, but we're going to be doing it in our lighter color. And we're supposed to switch colors on this one with a C-clip, but I forgot, so let's just undo that last stitch that has a C-clip on it. And then we're just gonna do the stitch again, but we're gonna slip stitch because we're flipping colors, so we're gonna pull it through everything on our hook and then push the back one over the front one. And that's just because we're flipping colors. Like that. And then we just put the C-clip back on. I just always forget when we switch colors, but now we're going to do a row normal but in the lighter color, so we're doing the same thing we did the last 2 rows, just a row of normal stitches, but we're just doing it in the lighter color. I also did take a water break when my when my camera timed out. I feel like I'm doing so much awkward laughs today. I need to stop, but I took a water break. I always know I could like drink water while filming, but I'm like, if you guys can hear me, nobody wants that ASMR experience. So I don't. But yeah. Yep. It was a great like 2-minute break. I just sat here, stared off into space, and then I came back. Yeah, I'm just in such a good mood today. I don't know what's up. Nothing even happened today. I just woke up today. I feel like it's because I actually slept good last night, so maybe that's why I'm just like in a good mood, but yeah. Anyways, when you are at the C-clip, we are going to be flipping back to our darker color. So once you get to the C-clip, we're just gonna do a stitch, but we're gonna slip stitch because we're flipping colors back to our darker orange color. So I'm just gonna pull a band through everything on my hook and then push the back one over the front one, and then we'll move our C-clip up. And if we count around, we should still be at 12 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now we're just gonna do one more row, but in the darker color. And then we're gonna start closing this up. Believe it or not, the monkey goes really fast once you finish like the body and then the head. They're like the 2 biggest parts we made and then after that it just goes so quick because you just attach everything and you're pretty much done. Well, we still have to make the pieces, but to me the pieces are quick because they're just like tiny. But yeah. Yup. I'm picking up bands again. So much band picking up. And I feel like it's taking me a little longer today because I am using like multiple colors and I want them to be in order, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, we're gonna do another row, like I said, of just single stitches all the way around in our darker color. You know, my brother really hates it every time I film tutorials because I lag up our Wi-Fi. Not when I'm filming, but like after I film, I take all the footage off the camera and then I'll move it to my laptop, and then from my laptop I'll use Google Drive to upload it, so then I can download it back on my iPad. So, but when I'm uploading to Google Drive, it lags up our Wi-Fi, and then when I'm uploading to YouTube, it lags up our Wi-Fi again. So for like the next 2 days, I'm going to be lagging up our Wi-Fi, and my little brother does not appreciate it because he plays video games with people online sometimes. And every time he tries to play when I'm uploading, he says he has a really hard time, so my little brother is suffering for the tutorials, but it's fine, it's worth it. I just think it's funny because he'll come in my room and I'll be like, I'm uploading today, and he's like, why? Or he'll tell me not to upload at certain times because he's gonna play with friends, and I'm like, fine, I'll wait till like the afternoon, but yeah. I just think it's funny. Anyways, that was our last row of single stitches. You should still be at 12 loops. We'll count around one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're still gonna be using our darker color, but we're gonna start closing him up. So for the next row, we're gonna be decreasing every third And what that basically means is we're going to do 2 single stitches and then we're going to do a decrease, and then we do 2 single stitches and then a decrease, and we just keep doing that all the way around until we get to the C-clip. And I am picking up bands yet again. I don't know why I feel like I need to tell you every time I'm picking up bands. If I'm not looming, assume I'm picking up bands. But yeah. Yep. I keep hearing noises and I'm like, what is that? I think it was the papers I had set up on my windows slipping, because I heard a noise again right now, and I don't know if it was my sister on the other side of the wall, because our rooms are like really close to each other, so she's like right on the other side of the wall, and I don't know if she was putting her laundry away because I just like heard a noise. I don't know what that was though. Anyways, we're going to be decreasing every third, so the one with the C-clip on it is going to be our first stitch, so we're going to do another single stitch. This will be 2. And then the next one will be a decrease, so we're going to grab the inside part of one loop, back part of the next loop, make a stitch. And then we're just going to keep doing that all the way around, so we'll do 2 single stitches, so 1, 2. And then we'll do a decrease. And you just keep repeating this all the way around until you get to the C-clip. So you'll do 2 single stitches, and then a decrease. So 1, and then 2, and then we do a decrease, and then we're at the C-clip. Then we'll just move it up. And if you count around, we should be at 9 loops, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And right now is going to be a good time to stuff it before it gets too small, so just stuff it. I'm getting more cotton balls. And we do want to add a little stuffing after the next row, but I think it's best to stuff most of it right now. Just in case we forget. And by we, I mean me. There are 2 things I always forget to do. One is stuffing my things, and the other thing is if I'm using safety eyes, I forget to put the safety eyes on. I've been looming for so long too, and somehow, sometimes, I'll still forget to stuff my things. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's because I get so into like looming and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I have like all, especially it's usually when I'm designing, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll do this and then this to get the shape right, and I feel like it's because I'm more focused on getting the shape right, and then I forget to stuff it and I'm like, huh, it looks kind of funky, but it's probably because it's not stuffed. Anyways, now we're going to decrease every other, so we already did this when we were doing the head, so we're going to do a single stitch and then decrease, single stitch, decrease. We're just alternating. So this one will be our single stitch, so the next one's going to be a decrease. So inside part of one loop, next part of the next loop, make a stitch, then we do a single stitch, then we do a decrease. And I need to pick up bands. I can hear my little brother laughing across the hall. He's probably playing online with people right now. He's probably glad I'm not uploading and lagging the Wi-Fi. Yeah. I'm gonna miss my siblings when I go off to college. That's the one thing I think I really am gonna miss is my siblings, because we hang out a lot. Because we're all so close in age. Like me and my sibling, Bread, we are literally only 1.5 years apart, and I am 4 years apart from my little brother, but we still get along. I feel like it's because we're both older too, like he's 17 and I'm 21, so we kind of just watch Marvel and chill sometimes together, and we'll play like Mario Kart and all that, so I will miss my siblings. But it is worth it because I need to get a good art education, so it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I picked up bands. I probably picked up more bands than I needed. It's fine. Okay, I just did a decrease, so I need to do a single stitch. I also don't know why it got so bright all of a sudden. Like, it was looking so good, and then my camera was like, nope, it's gonna get really bright. You know what it is? My paper I had blocking some of the light slipped. I bet that's what it is. Anyways, once you get to the C-clip, you're just gonna make a stitch and move it up. And then if you count around, you should be at 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like that. And we can actually just take the C-clip out at this point, and we're just going to decrease everything until closed. So every single stitch we do is going to be a decrease until we can't decrease anymore. Okay, so once you have the last decrease up on your hook, this next one's going to be my last one. You're just going to pull a band through everything on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and pull tight. And then we'll just hide our tail into our monkey. And I'm trying to get my camera to focus because the lighting's being really weird right now. It's also blurry. Okay, lovely. Cool. I actually overstuffed it when I stuffed it the first time, so I didn't need to add more stuffing. But the monkey I made yesterday, the cotton candy one, he needs some stuffing. I did not add enough. But this one's looking pretty good. Okay. So, I'm just seeing if I could fix the paper I had blocking the lighting. There we go. Okay. So now we have the head and the body. We're going to make the ears, legs, and everything next, just because I think it's easy to make everything and then just attach it all. So we're going to set these aside, and we're going to make the ears next. So for the ears, we start exactly how we started the body and the head. We're going to do a tripled cap band, and we're going to put 5 stitches in it. I'm going to show you how to make one ear, and then I'm going to make the other ear off camera. So we're going to make an ear, a leg, and then a foot, and the tail, and then, well, you don't have to make 2 tails, but you would have to make another ear, leg, and... Wait, ear, leg, and arm. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm saying. I forgot. I think I said ear, leg, and foot. No, we need an ear, leg, and an arm. Okay. So we are going to start in our lighter color. And we are going to start, like I said, doing a tripled cap band. So we'll wrap it around 3 times. And then we're going to put 5 stitches in our cap band. So we'll pull the band through, just the cap band. Put both ends back on your hook. Push the back one over the front one. Go back in through the cap band. Pull a band through just the cap band. Put both ends back on our hook, and then push the back one over the front one. And then push the loop from last time over as well. And then we just repeat that same, that thing we just did 3 more times, so we have 5 stitches in total in the cap band. And I'm not explaining too much because we've already done 2 of these in this tutorial. So I'm trying to go a little quicker. Anyways, once you have 5 stitches, you're just going to want to count to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's actually it for the lighter color. We're going to switch to the darker color now. So you're going to want to get your darker color. And you're going to go through the first loop. You're going to pull this band. And because we're flipping colors, we're going to slip stitch. So we're going to pull it through everything on our hook. Then put both ends back on our hook. Push the back one over the front one. And our C-clip's going to go on this one. Where'd my C-clip go? It was right here. Okay. So now we are going to increase everything, and we've done this a couple times, so we just do 2 stitches per loop until we get back to the C-clip, and at the end of this row, we should be at 10 loops. So we're going to go back into this first loop, do another stitch, so that's an increase. And we're just increasing all the way around. So we're just increasing everything. And I'm not explaining too much because we've done a lot of increasing. So we're just increasing everything. Okay, now if you hear anything, my little brother is playing with somebody because I hear him yelling, like joke yelling. If you have brothers who know exactly what I mean. Sometimes when they're gaming, they're just like, I just don't want you to think my brother's like upset or something. If he's yelling, it's because he's joking around with someone online. And then once we get to the C-clip, we're actually just going to tie it off. So we're just going to pull a band through everything on our hook, push the back one over the front one, and we're going to use this band to tie it into his head later. So we're going to pull it tight, but not too tight because we're going to have to undo it. So just tight enough so it holds it. And then we take our C-clip out. And we're done. You should have 10 loops if you count around the ear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. like that. But that is it for the ear. So you're going to want to make 2 of these. I'm only going to show you how to make 1. So you're going to want to go do the other one. So I'm going to show you how to do an arm next. And the arms and legs are really similar. There's like one thing. The arm's definitely easier. So we're going to start with the arm. And once again, we're going to start in our lighter color. And you probably guessed it. We're starting with a tripled cat band with 5 stitches in it. I'm not going to explain this one too much because we've already done, I don't know how many have we done. We've done 3 in this tutorial. Ah, my camera battery. Okay, let me fix the battery because it's about to die, I think. Okay, all's good. I just had to flip the battery on my camera out because I actually have 3 camera batteries, so all I had to do, and I keep them all charged. I've been pretty good about that. So all I had to do was just like flip it out, but yeah. So we were doing a tripled cat band with 5 stitches in it. So I have the tripled cat band, and now I'm just going to put 5 stitches in it. I'm not going to explain this too much because we've already done so many cat bands, so you should know what you're doing. So we're just going to start with a triple cat band. We're going to put 5 stitches in it. And the lighting's a little funky. I don't know if I accidentally bumped anything before when I was switching the camera or the battery, because I was like, because I have it on a stand, right? So I was unscrewing it from the stand and I didn't realize I didn't turn the camera off, and I may have accidentally hit some buttons, but I think it's fine. Okay, so we just did 5 stitches in the cat band, and once again we're gonna go through the first loop, but we're gonna be switching to the darker color, so you're gonna want to pick up some of that. So I'm just picking up some of my darker color really quick. Okay. So once again, since we're flipping color, we are going to do a slip stitch. So we're going to pull this band through everything on our hook, put both ends back on our hook, and then push the back one over the front one. And then we're going to put a C-clip on this one. So now we're just going to do a row of single stitches all the way around until we get to the C-clip. And this is the arm, by the way, not the leg. In case, I don't know if I said that. But we're just going to do a row of single stitches all the way around. So once we get to the one with the C-clip on it, we're going to pull a band through everything on our hook and then set it aside just like we did the ear. But before that, so I did the arms wrong the first time. Sophia meant for them to be attached the other way, but I got confused. But if you like how the arms look better this way, so you can kind of see they stick out a little more, these are kind of like directly attached to the monkey. I kind of like this way better, but if you do want to do it how I did it this way, where you can kind of see in there, they're like off the monkey a little bit, you're gonna want to do 2 rows of single stitches, and then you'll kind of like close it up, and then you attach it to the body. So you would do another row of single stitches, then you would decrease it till it's closed, and then you'd attach that to the body. If you want to do the arms this way. If not, I'm going to show you how to do them this way in this tutorial because I'm following her design. The other one was my mistake, but I don't know. I don't know if I like the arms better this way or this way. So I'm just going to tell you how to do it both ways. So if you want to do it this way, that's how you would do it. But for this way, you would just, after you do the row normal, you just pull a band through everything, and then you just tie it tight enough so we can set it aside. And you'd want to make 2 of those because those are the arms. But like I said, if you want to do it my way, you would just do another row, decrease till closed, and then you would pull a band through, and then you'd use that band to attach it to your monkey. And yeah, that's how you would do that. If you want to do the arms the way I did it, but I kind of like the way she did it. So yeah. Just thought I would tell you both ways. So like I said, you're going to want to make 2 arms, so you're going to want to do that exact same thing we just did again, but I'm going to do the other one later, so yeah, so we're just going to do the leg. So for the leg, we are once again going to start with a tripled cat band with 5 stitches in it. So we're going to wrap a band 3 times around our hook. We're going to pull the band through everything on our hook, back and over the front one, and we're just going to put 5 stitches in this cat band. You know, sometimes I honestly explain what I'm doing out of habit. I'm like, oh, gotta explain even though we've done this 5 times. But it's just out of habit. I don't know, there's a random cloud. Everything just suddenly went dark. Turning up my light a little. this is 4, and then 5. That. So once you have your triple cap band with 5 stitches in it, you're just going to want to count to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And remember, you always start by counting the one on your hook. So now we're going to switch to our darker color again, so you're going to want to get that. So I'm just going to pick up some of my darker color really quick. And for the next row, we are going to be increasing every third, so we are going to increase a little bit. Oh, not every third. We're going to increase on the third, so we're only increasing 1 stitch. I get confused, but we're just going to increase 1 stitch on the third. Okay. So first we're going to slip stitch so we can flip colors. So we'll slip stitch to the darker color. We're going to put a C-clip on this one. And we're going to increase on the third. So this one's going to be our first stitch. This one's going to be 2. So we have 2 single stitches. So this next one will be the third, so we're going to increase on it. So we're going to do a stitch. We're going to do an increase. And then the rest of the way is single stitches until we get to the C-clip. So single stitches the rest of the way. And then once we get to the one that has a C-clip on it, we're just gonna pull a band through every, wait, no, we're not. Sorry, I don't know why I thought we were tying off. We're just gonna make a stitch and move our C-clip up. Like that. So now if you count around, you should be at 6 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just did a single stitch on the one with the C-clip on it. Sorry if I confused you. And now we're gonna do 1 row normal. I always mix up the leg and the head and the leg and the arm instructions. So I almost did the arm instructions there instead of the leg. But yeah, we do 1 row of single stitches. So we're just going to do a row around. And now, once we get to the one that has a C-clip on it, we're going to pull a band through everything and just tie it tight, but not too tight because we got to undo it later. We remove our C-clip and that's the leg. So you're going to want to make 2 legs, ears, and arms. I still have to make 1 more of everything, but I'm going to show you how to do the tail and the banana, and then I'll show you how to attach everything. So we still have to make a tail and we still have to make a banana. So for the tail, we are not starting with a triple cap band with 5 stitches in it. We're going to start with 3 doubled of the lighter color bands. So, and you can really honestly make the tail as long or as short as you want. I just kind of made it about this length, and I'm going to show you how to do this length in the tutorial. She made her monkey tails really long, but I kind of thought this was a good length. So you can make them as long or as short as you want, but I'm just going to show you how I did it. So we're going to start by wrapping 3 bands around our hook, like just doubling it. So we're just going to double 3 bands. And then we're going to chain up 10 doubled bands. So we're just going to take a band, and this is going to be in our darker color. We're going to double it. And then we're just going to pull everything on that is on our hook onto that band and put both bands back on our hook. Like that. And that was 1, so we have to chain up 9 more. So we're just going to pull, we're going to double a band. We're going to pull everything on our hook onto that band, both ends back on our hook. So that's 2. So double it. Because we're chaining up 10, we got to do this 8 more times. 3, 4, and I need to pick up bands again. This is gonna be 5. I just nearly bumped my camera over. Uh-oh. That was 5, yeah. 1, hold up, how many are we at? We're at 1, 2, oh yeah, we're at 5. This is gonna be 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Okay, so we chained up 10 doubled bands, so you can kind of count, because they're obviously a different color, so we just won't count the tail. Then you go 1, 2, hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the one on your hook is 10. That was my dad. I'm sorry if you heard him. And then I heard my mom yell at him because she knows I'm filming. Oh my god. So we're just gonna pull a band through everything on our hook, and we're just gonna set this aside and we'll touch it to our monkey later. So the very last thing I'm gonna show you how to do is the banana, and then we'll start attaching everything. And you don't have to make a banana for your monkey. I'm just gonna show you how to make it because I know if I don't, someone's gonna be like, why didn't you show us how to make the banana? To be honest, I kind of don't remember how I made the banana, but we're gonna figure it out. I think I do. Okay. So you're gonna want to get whatever color you want your banana to be. I think I am gonna do a blue banana, just because it doesn't make sense to give him a yellow banana, so I'm gonna get some blue bands. And for the end of the banana, I'm gonna be using brown, just because it makes sense. Okay. And what did I do with the brown bands? Oh, they're right here. Sorry, I forgot to get them out of the bag. Okay. So for the banana, we're going to start with the cap band wrapped 4 times around our hook. So we're going to wrap it 4 times. So it's 2, grab both of them again, wrap them around, 4. Then we're going to take a band, we're going to double it. We're going to pull our cap band onto that band. Both ends back on our hook. Then we're going to chain up 2 just doubled bands. So we're going to get 2 bands. We're just going to chain up 2. So 1. And then 2. There we go. And then we're going to get 1 blue band, double it. Pull it through everything on our hook. Now we're going to get a brown band, double it, pull it through everything on our hook, both ends back on. And now we're just going to take a brown band, we're going to pull it through everything and then just tie it off. And I kind of just use that one to pull into the monkey and then just hide the tail later. And that is a banana. It's not the best banana, but I just wanted something that looked kind of like a banana, so it's not perfect, and when you tie it on the monkey it looks cuter, but that's how I did the banana. So now we are going to get started attaching everything. Okay, my camera was about to time out, but let's get all of our monkey parts. So you should have a head, a body, 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 legs, a tail, and the banana is not necessary, but it's optional, and a banana. So now we are pretty much just gonna attach everything. And it's pretty simple, we just kind of have to tie everything together. I'm gonna do my best to show you where exactly I'm tying everything. But it's a little hard, so I'll try. But yeah. Attaching is just always hard to show. So we're gonna start by attaching the head to the body. So it's easy to tell what the top of the body is. It's kind of hard to show you because my colors are blending together, but you can see that this is the lighter row, so the part that has more darker, that's the top. And what I like to do is usually you can find where you switch colors because it's not going to be perfect, and I go opposite of that. So wherever that is, I'll go to the opposite, and then I'll just place my head kind of facing forward. It is hard to, there's not really a top of the head, so just pick however you want it to set. And then you're just gonna go, hold up. Okay, there we go. You're just gonna go through part of the head. Is it focused? You're just gonna go through part of the head and then part of the body. And I like to make the, like, I don't want the neck to be super skinny. You can kind of see, well, he has a little neck, but you want to go probably like right here and right here. And then we'll just pull a band through everything and tie it. And you're gonna probably have to tie the head on about 4 or 3 times. And do not tuck any of the tails in until you're happy with where your head is, because if the tail's sticking out, it's gonna be easy to undo the knot, but if it's like really like tucked inside, it's gonna be harder. So once again, on the side, we're gonna go through part of the head and then part of the body. Then we'll just pull a band through everything, tie it together. Sometimes the head goes on easy, sometimes it takes a while. When I did the purple guy, I literally tied it 3 times and the head was in the perfect spot. But then when I did the blue guy, I had to adjust it a little bit, so it's honestly just trial and error. But once again, on this side, you're gonna go through part of the head and then part of the body. Also, if you heard that squeak, it was my hand on the desk. And we'll just tie it like that. And I'm just pulling him off camera for a second so I can see if I like where his head is sitting. Look at your monkey, see if you like where his head's sitting. We should have already tied it 3 times. I actually really like where his head is, so I'm just gonna tie it one more time in the back just so it's nice and secure. Like that. And then you'll just look at your monkey, and if you like where the head is, he's still gonna look a little odd, but he should kind of look like a weird little peanut is the best way to explain it. But if you like where the head's sitting and everything, you can go ahead and tuck all the tails in. I'm gonna tuck them all in off camera just because it's easier for me. So we're just gonna tuck them all in. And it's just hard to tuck them in on camera, so I'm just gonna tuck them all in off camera, but you'll just pull them into your monkey, all the loose bands. So usually next I do the ears. I don't know why. I could do the arms next, but every single time I've made this monkey, I do the ears next, so we're just gonna continue with that. And we'll do the ears once I finish tucking in all the bands. This last one's being kind of stubborn. Okay, pretty good. I don't think I tied his head exactly center. As you can see, it's a little kind of leaning to one side, but I don't know if I care that much. Sometimes once you have the arms on and like the legs and arms and all that on anyways, you can't tell. So if my head's a little crooked, he's just having personality and I'm leaving it. Anyways, we're gonna do the ears next. So you're gonna want to come to the side of the head where you want the ears. I usually come pretty far forward. I don't tie them really far back. And we're gonna undo this knot we did. And we're gonna use it to tie the ears to the body. And I only usually tie the ears on twice. So I'll slip knot it, tie it on. And you're gonna wanna go through part of the ear. I usually come to like, probably this loop. And we're just gonna tie the ear right here. So we'll go through part of the monkey and part of the ear. And we'll just tie it. Usually the ears are pretty easy. So I like where that ear is. So I'm gonna hide the tails and then do the other ear. You can totally tell I tied the head on a little crooked, but I don't think I'm gonna fix it. I think once that all the legs are on and everything, you're not gonna be able to tell. So, yeah. We have an ear. I don't know if I should have just tied this band. It's fine. Once again, we're gonna undo that first slip knot we did. And we're gonna come about right here and just tie the ear in. So we're just gonna tie it. And then you're actually gonna come to the loop that's like right under it. And then go through part of the monkey. And then tie it in. My family's being noisy, I'm so sorry. I've been filming for a little while already, so they're probably like, she's been filming long enough, we'll be noisy now. And if you like where the ear is, you'll just tie the tails in. I actually think it works better when you tie like the second tie right under where, like right under the loop where the first tie is. So I think that works a little better. Yeah, see? I like how this ear looks better than this ear. I think I went a little too far down. So let me fix that. So I'm gonna undo my my stitch. So I just undid it. And what I mean is basically I tied it right here, and you can see that the loop under it is right here. I went to this loop instead of just tying this loop in. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna fix it by retying it. And you just hide the tail. I think his whole head is just crooked. Oh, my monkey's gonna have personality, because look, the eyes look crooked. And I think it's because his head is crooked. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna leave him though. So we're gonna tie all the arms and legs in next. And once again, we're just gonna undo that that slip knot, and we're gonna use it to tie it into our monkey. So for the arms, I don't really have a place I come in. I just usually pick where I feel like the arm would look nice, so I'm gonna go right here. So I'm gonna go right here. And then with that band we undid, I'm gonna pull it through, tie it. And the arms are usually pretty easy because you only have to tie them like twice, so I'm gonna go through the other side of the arm. And I'm just gonna pick a spot and tie it in. Like that. Then you're just gonna look at where the arm is, and if you like where it is, and I do, we'll tie the other arm in. And you actually probably want to tuck the tails in first, because to me it just gets really confusing if you leave all the tails untucked, so tuck them in. And we're almost done, don't worry. So once again, we'll undo this last stitch we did. We'll come, where should I come? I'll come right here. And we'll use this band to just tie it in, like that. Then we'll go in through the other half of the arm, so just pick a spot. And then I'll come right here and I'll tie it in. I don't know if it's fine. I don't know if I tied the arms too close together. It's really hard to attach on camera. I've always had this issue every single time I film a tutorial and there's a lot of attaching. And I'm trying to attach on camera. It's just so hard. You might have to tie your arms down 3 times. This one's like really floppy for some reason, so I'm just gonna tie it in to my monkey one more time just so it feels more secure. If the arms, ears, head, anything just don't feel secure, just tie it again. That's the best way I've found to do it. Like that. Like that. I seriously think I tied the head in crooked, because do you see how crooked his eyes are? Oops. It's fine though. So now we're going to tie in the legs, and we just keep doing the same thing we did for the arms. So we just undo that loop. We'll come where we want the leg. So I want it right here. And we'll tie it in. And I need a few more bands. I'm just going to use mango bands. Then we'll come opposite, usually of where we tied it in. We'll tie it again. Like that. So this leg actually stuck on pretty well after 2 ties, so I'm just going to tuck the tails in. Basically every time after you tie something in though, you're just going to want to look at your monkey and make sure you like where it is. And then if you do like where it is, you just tuck in the tails. And if you don't, you can always untie it and retie it. I'm doing my best to show you where I attach everything, but attaching, it really is just a trial and error thing. I like where the leg is, so we're going to do the last leg. And once the legs are on, this is literally the end of the hardest part. It gets really easy. The tail's really easy to tie in. So we're going to undo this last one. We'll come where we want the leg, tie it in. I'm sorry if it's blurry. There we go. We'll tie it in, And then we'll come across and tie the other half of the leg in. And if you like where the leg is, so I'm just looking at my monkey off camera, you will hide your tails. And the legs I actually tied on perfectly. It seems like the only thing I may have tied on crooked is the head. Because for some reason his eyeballs look crooked. But his eyeballs were on straight. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I just need to tie the head down like one more time and then he'll look like he's straight. I think, to be honest, I don't know why his eyes look crooked. But they do look crooked. I might just leave him and he'll have crooked eyes. So there's the arms and legs and ears. Last things we have to tie on are just we have to do the hair as well. So we just have to, I'll show you how to do the hair, but I'm going to show you how to do the tail and just tie on the banana first. So we're just going to come to the back of the monkey, and the tail's really easy because we just tie it in. So we're just going to tie it in, and you're going to tuck the tail from the tail in. And then the way you get the tail not to stick straight out like this is you're going to come into the first stitch. So let me get to focus. You're going to come into this first stitch here. You're going to put your hook through it. And you're just going to pull up on like half, like pull up on it. And this will make it so it stays closer to your monkey. You can also pull on different stitches to make it kind of wavy. So if I like pull on this one, it'll kind of make it a curve a bit. And then I can pull on one over here so it curves the other way. So if I pull this way, I believe. So you can just pull on the tail a bit to make it like wavy. And you can experiment with that. The pulling thing might take like a minute to get used to, but yeah, you can pull on it and make it a little wavy. And you can also pull on these guys on the end if you don't like how they look. You can just pull on them. Okay, so let's finish up his face. He's gonna need a nose. And the way I've done the nose is you take 2 bands, wrap them 4 times around your hook, like that. Take a band, pull it through everything on your hook. Sorry, it's hard to do this on camera because there's so many bands. Okay, there we go. So you just take a band, you pull the nose onto the band, and then we're just going to tie it into our monkey. So I'm going to come right here, and we'll just tie the nose on, and then tuck the tail in. Good. And I usually tuck the tail right into the middle of the cat band, and it kind of helps put the nose in the middle. Sorry, I'm looking at my monkey. Nose! I'm probably gonna have to fix his head, but it's fine. So for the hair I just took 3 bands in whatever color you want the top monkey hair to be. So this, you're gonna take 3 bands, and you're just gonna slip stitch them into the middle of the head. So you're gonna come to the top here. You're gonna go right in the middle. You're gonna pull the 3 bands through. Both ends back on your hook, and you're just gonna slip knot them, pull them, and you're gonna pull them pretty tight because we're gonna cut these. And that's how you do the monkey hair. So you would just cut these. I'm not gonna cut him because I might have to adjust some things with his head, and I don't want to waste bands. But you would just get some scissors and cut these, and it would make the hair like this. So I'm gonna give my monkey cheeks just because I like giving him like little cheeks. So you're gonna come right under the eye. You're gonna pull a band through both ends back on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and you're gonna pull it tight but not super tight. And you'll hide the tail, and it will give your monkey a little cheek. And we'll repeat this on the other side. I honestly think that this eye is just too high. I might have to adjust that. But we're going to come to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go right under where the eye is. We're going to pull the band through both ends back on our hook, push the back one over the front one, and pull it kind of sort of tight. We'll hide the tail. And then your monkey will have cheeks. Okay, this eye needs to be fixed. I think this eye is the problem, so I'll fix it later. The very last thing is you just have to tie your banana into your monkey so that way it looks like he's holding it. And the way I do this is pretty simple. You can use this top band to tie it to just like pull into the monkey. So let me just do that. So I'll just pull this top band into the monkey. Like that, just so it like kind of pulls it in. And then I'll just go through part of the banana, probably like on the end. So we'll just go through this end piece of the banana, and then go through part of the monkey. Then we'll get a band, pull it through everything. Actually, I should probably use blue, because you might be able to see it on the banana. Let me get a blue band. So we'll pull it through everything. And then it should look like your monkey is holding his banana. I'm sorry, I'm hiding the tails. Okay. And then your monkey will have a banana. So, that is it for this tutorial. We have now attached everything. And your monkey should be looking pretty cute at this point. Mine looks a little wonky, but I think it's where I put the safety eye, so I'm going to move it over a little bit. But yeah, that is pretty much it. If you want to do a mouth like I did, just cut a black band, and then what I do is I put a dot of hot glue on the face, and then I'll just set the band on it. But I think that is it for this tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your monkey came out okay. It is a little bit hard at the end just because of all the attaching. And it does take a minute, but I do think it's worth it because this is just such a cute monkey design. And if you're frustrated, if your monkey isn't coming out well, because sometimes detaching is pretty difficult, just take a break, come back to it. It's probably a good idea. Also, attaching is really just trial and error. Sometimes you do have to move things a lot. Like I said, with this guy, I had a lot of problems attaching the head to the body, even though I attach things all the time, so it's just sometimes something challenging. But yeah. So, if you make a monkey, definitely tag me and Sophia. I know she would love to see it. I know I'll love to see it, so tag us both. Subscribe if you want to see more tutorials from me. I have more stuff coming. I actually don't know what's coming next, though. I haven't planned my next set of tutorials. Somebody asked me about the carapace tutorial I never finished. Maybe that'll come soon. Maybe I'll do a tutorial for the push pop popsicle I never made. We'll see what's coming next. But subscribe if you want to be notified when I post any tutorials. I'll have my Instagram as well as Sophia down in the down in the description in case you want to check us out anywhere else. But yeah, I think that is it for this tutorial. I hope your monkey came out okay. Don't forget to show him to us, but I will see you in the next tutorial, so bye.